Hey guys, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Paige.
And this is the Pretty Please podcast.
Welcome back to episode 3 of Pretty Please podcast.
Yes.
Today we are going to be talking about baking, front page treats, how we got started, and whatever questions Lauren has for us.
I got some good ones for you today.
So let's get going.
All right, we're going to get right to it today. Have you always dreamed of being a baker?
Actually, no.
Really?
I did not. I always enjoyed randomly making, baking things, but it wasn't a constant thing. Like when I was little, I was never like, I want a mixer or whatever it was. I actually always wanted to own a boutique.
Really?
Yeah.
What? How I did not know this.
Yeah, I did. I always had the entrepreneur mindset.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to own something. I always enjoyed clothing and fashion. And I think that's why I loved getting dressed up, helping people at the boutique and things like that. But baking actually really didn't start until 2020.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I wasn't one. I enjoyed watching Cake Boss and things like that.
Yeah.
But to sit down and or go to culinary school or no.
Never
I
crossed
thought
your
I was
mind.
either going to be a boutique owner or own my own hair salon.
Really?
Yep.
That is so funny. I never knew that about you.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to be a cosmetologist or a boutique owner.
Interesting. Okay. Tell us a little bit more about how you got started in baking, when that was, all that good stuff.
So my friend Mackenzie, who delivered lamb, she texted me and she was like, we need one more person to do this cookie decorating class at my mom's house. Do you want to come? And I was like, sure, I'm available. I'll come. So I went over there, and the lady who put it on, she gave you cookies,
cut out
sugar cookies, and then she already had the pre-made royal icing or whatever, and you just decorated it. It was for Easter. I want to say that was maybe in 2019.
Okay.
Actually, I know it was in 2019. After I got done with that, I was like, that was kind of fun. So I went to Pinterest, because Pinterest I feel like is such a good starting point, whether you're wanting to cook, bake, whatever,
Clothing,
really
anything, DIY. Yeah.
And so I just started doing making sugar cookies, and then Gianna, who is actually a teacher at Hendersonville High School.
Yeah.
She was my teacher when I was in high school. And she owns By Gianna Bakery.
Oh, okay. You weren't available one time, and you sent me her info.
Yeah.
This was a while back.
She opened up her at-home bakery and was doing cakes and things like that. And I always watched her from the sideline. She was always my favorite teacher in high school, was one you could go to no matter what.
Okay.
You were going through, wanted to talk about or anything. And I reached out to her one day. I was like, hey, do you make decorated sugar cookies? And she was like, yeah. I said, have you found a recipe that's not dry?
Yeah.
And she was like, actually, I'm struggling to find one that doesn't crack. It doesn't mean that it's dry, but sometimes when they go in the oven and they come out, they can crack.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, that's the problem I'm having. And she was like, are you getting into baking? I was like, I'm just kind of dabbling in it, playing or whatever. And then I ended up finding a recipe. And I tweaked it a little bit, and I texted her. I said, I found one. And I sent it to her, and she goes, it's not cracking. So that's actually the recipe we both use. I think she still uses it till this day.
That's funny.
For 4th of July, I made some decorated sugar cookies for my family. We were having a little cul-de-sac party or whatever, and I posted them on Facebook. And then people were like, oh, these are so pretty. Are you doing this now? And I was like, no, not really. And then I had some people reaching out about it. I was like, I guess I can.
Yeah,
I think I sold them for $20 a dozen. My ingredients cost more than that.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
it's, hey, when you're
starting
first
out,
out, you got to figure it out.
But I did it with royal icing.
Okay.
So your royal icing, for those that don't know,
that's
the smooth, pretty icing. You can do it with buttercream, but you have to liquefy your buttercream. So it's a little bit harder. It doesn't dry as fast. Okay. There's a lot that goes into it. Then Amy Lowry reached out to me, and she said, do you do cakes? And I said, no, but I'll give it a try. And I said, I can't promise you what it's going to look like. And she was like, just give it a try. It was for her daughter's birthday. I do too. She's amazing. And I did it, and I hated it. I was like, Amy, this looks so bad. Like, and
I want to see a picture of this cake. Do you have one?
I tried to do a white drip on it. Let's just think dirty. It did not look like white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was my hype girl, though. She was like, girl, you did a phenomenal job, whatever. So I kept practicing. And I did this all in my parents' kitchen.
Are you serious?
I started it
So were you still living with them at the time?
Yeah. I started my baking in my parents' kitchen.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, and I did it all by hand mixer and hand whisk to start out.
Oh, gosh.
Yep. I bought my first big purchase was my KitchenAid.
Really?
It was a 5-quart black KitchenAid. And my parents hated that thing. It was loud. All they could hear is it going while they were trying to watch TV. So they turn up the TV, and then it would be going. So it was really loud. So when I would turn it off, the TV would be blaring. So then they turn it down. So when I moved, I was like, do y'all miss it? And my mom's like, no.
That's funny.
My dad would never say anything, but he'd look at my mom like,
come on.
But before baking, I had tried so many other things. I had twisted ribbons. I made bows, cheer bows. I made cheer bows. It's called twisted ribbons.
Never knew that.
And that kind of phased out. And then I did something else. Obviously, it wasn't that big because I don't even remember what it was. I did something else, and then I did baking. And I asked my mom, it was a few months ago, I said, did you ever think I would stick with baking? And she said no.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Because I remember when I started like purchasing more and more things, she was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I need it. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, like you're investing all this money in it.
Yeah, now I have a whole dang room that's just baking
just
stuff.
baking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I started with decorated sugar cookies, and now I don't even really make them anymore.
I know. You made them for...
I think it was Lindsay's shower.
I was going to say, it wasn't my shower.
Because I did the balloon. You were gone.
Yeah.
And you said, just go to the house, do the balloon arch.
Yeah,
I left the desserts in the fridge.
I was on a cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep. But they were so pretty. They were like the floral. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that was made out of buttercream.
Yeah, they weren't royal icing.
No.
Yeah.
Like if I do a decorated sugar cookie now, I don't even offer royal icing.
No.
I just do buttercream.
Yeah.
There are recipes of royal icing that do taste good. Like I have a recipe on my website that people can purchase, and that's if I do royal icing, that's the recipe I use. I prefer buttercream. I think it tastes better, and I think it has that softer consistency.
How did you come up with Front Page Treats as the name? I
honestly don't know. I remember sitting at, so my parents have this huge kitchen island in their home, and there's like bar stools on this side and then one bar stool at the end. And I was sitting at the end, and I think like my mom, my dad, and my sisters were over here, and I was like, I need to think of a name.
Yeah.
And we were shooting off things. If I were ever to own a boutique, I said I wanted it to be Four Sisters Boutique.
Ah, that's
There's
cute.
4 of us.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I'll do that as the bakery name. And then I was like, no.
Yeah.
It's like I want it to be something that resembles me. And then for some reason, Front Page Treats came to mind. And I was thinking front of a magazine, front of a newspaper.
Yeah.
And I was like, and with the page, I can use my name, like how I spell
that's
it.
So cute.
And I was like, okay, that's what I'm doing.
I love it. That's awesome.
And then when Kim helped me with my LLC, she was like, is this the name you want to use? And I was like, because I was thinking about rebranding and doing like a different name. And I was like, no, I think
you've already established
it.
Like,
that's
people
what we're
know
doing.
you as Front Page Treats. So
yeah. So that's what I did.
Okay. Interesting. What are your most favorite things to make and your least favorite things to make?
To like bake or decorate? Because those are 2 different things.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's say both.
If I could have somebody bake all my stuff for me and me only decorate, I'd be in heaven.
Really?
Yep. I think the baking part, people always ask me, why don't you go live when you bake?
Yeah.
And I do for some things but that's because I can put those in the oven and be decorating something in the meantime.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like cakes, cupcakes, things like that, one, I don't set timers.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I know most bakers do.
I would
don't.
burn everything. I'm like my mom.
But two, I'll stick it in the oven, but then I'll go and do other things. Rather that be cleaning the house, doing laundry.
Well, I feel like that's something that you can easily go and do other things.
They're sitting in the oven for 30, 35 minutes.
What are you going to be sitting there?
What am I going to be sitting there doing? I'm usually doing my admin work or something like that. Like, as much as I love going on live and sharing, it just doesn't make sense for me. Like, if I'm going to do things, I've got to get them done. Yeah. And that's my time to get them done.
Well, and I think people really enjoy the creative side of it too.
I agree. I think that's where you learn the most, because people ask all the time, recipes. Not my recipe might not work for you.
Yeah.
And I do have some of my recipes up, but there are others that I'm still tweaking. And a lot of my recipes came from Pinterest or came from Chelsea Sweet. She's a huge online baking presence. No, that's Brookie.
Oh, yeah.
I actually just got her book, too. So I haven't done anything out of it yet, but I'm excited. There's a lot of different areas that you can find different recipes and tweak them to make them yours.
Just a little bit different.
Just a little bit different. So I would say when it comes to baking, my favorites are cupcakes because they're quick.
Yeah.
When it comes to decorating, I like to do cakes, especially when somebody's like, this is the theme, take it and run.
Yeah.
Because I can get creative with it. Or if you send me a picture and you're like, this is what I want, and it's out of my comfort zone, I get really nervous.
Probably like Liam's birthday cake.
Yeah, Liam's birthday cake was one of them. But it was so cute. I was determined to make it work.
It looked great. It was perfect.
And I don't do fondant. I say that lightly because I'm starting to dabble into it a little bit, but I will never have a cake that's full fondant. One, I don't like the way it tastes.
I was going to say, does it taste good?
And I think some people can do it homemade because it's really marshmallows and things like that. But
interesting.
I buy the store-bought. It's really important whenever you're doing like an edible image to put your edible image on that so it doesn't die through, things like that. But for me, it's more about how a cake taste than how it looks.
Yeah. I mean, that's important.
Like, I want it to look good.
But you also want it to taste good.
But I also want it to taste good.
Yeah, for sure.
And fondant is just, everybody has their own way of creating things and doing things and style. Mm-hmm. And fondant's just, a full fondant cake is not my style.
Yeah.
And I don't want to change my style.
Well, it never has been. So I feel like
What I absolutely hate are cake pops.
Yeah.
Cake.
I knew that was coming.
Oh. I completely took cake pops off of my menu. Like the balls.
Yeah.
Completely took them off of my menu. Then a little creature showed up on my TikTok.
Daisy Makes. I knew.
And I was like, oh, what are these? And they're little cutout pucks, essentially. I started with the circle ones, and then now I have a whole cart full of them.
Really?
Oh, a whole cart dedicated to Daisy Makes. And it is a cake pop. It's just in the form of a puck or whatever design that, mean, there's so many. And you just stamp them out. Literally, to roll 12, it would probably take me 10 minutes. To cut out 12, it takes me 20 seconds. That's not even exaggerating.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So my method...
work smarter, not harder.
Right. And my method with cake pops was, once my cake came out of the oven, I'd put it in the mixer. Then I'd take it out. I'd roll my balls, have to stick them in the fridge to cool, pull them out, dip my stick in chocolate, put them in there, put them back in the fridge. And no. That's not how it works with the cake pops. Yeah. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
So I put them back on my menu, but they're called pucks. Yeah. And that's what you will get.
And
if somebody wants a ball, I say, unfortunately, I don't do this.
And
but this is what I do.
They're the same thing. They're just a different shape. Yeah, so they literally taste the same. Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just an easier way to do it.
Yeah.
Cupcakes are fairly easy depending on what you're doing, obviously. I'm not huge into like bread and things like
See,
that.
I love, like, I made that banana. That's more
And it was
my
good.
style.
And my sister started sourdough, and she's really, really good at her sourdough. Is
so good,
phenomenal. But I don't have the patience to. Okay, now it's time to feed, and now it's time for it to rest.
That's why I haven't even attempted this.
I'm already impatient when it comes to sticking in the oven and letting it bake.
Yeah,
I can't do the rest.
Mm-mm. No, I could never do the sourdough thing. A lot of people are, though.
Oh, they are, and they're good at it.
Yeah,
and it tastes amazing.
Yeah,
I just don't have the patience for. Like, I barely have the patience for homemade cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, I've done that before too, and it's a lot of work.
So
it is.
They are, and these Dubai bars, while they're good, they take forever.
Do they?
They do. They really do. It's like the cake pops. It's like
you have to let it.
You have to let it cool. Then you have to make the inside portion, and then you got to put that in. Then you got to put a layer over it. Cut it out.
Well, that's why it's $10 a bar, because it's a labor of love.
It's a labor of love, but the ingredients in it are expensive.
Yeah, but your time too.
Yeah,
like people don't understand. Like it takes a long time to do this stuff.
So I mean, I don't get offended when somebody says, "Sorry, that's not my price range."
Yeah,
I understand that. I am offering you a premium service.
Yes.
If you cannot pay or afford, that is okay.
Yeah.
There are Walmarts, Sam's Club, Publix, all out there. They still make good cakes.
Oh, for sure.
That are in a reasonable price. But if you're wanting something that's custom to you, you're going to have to expect to pay that premium price. Yeah. And you can't expect somebody to do it for $30.
No.
If you're wanting something very specific.
Yeah. What is your number one advice that you would give somebody who wants to start out baking?
Don't sell yourself short.
That's a good one.
I still do to this day. I mean, people come into the boutique and they have little kids. I'm like, oh, here you go.
Yeah, she does it all the time. I'm like,
but
you didn't make any money.
I'm so bad about it.
I'm like, what are you doing? And she'll even tell me, just take it. I'm like, no, I'm a customer. I'm going to pay just like everybody else.
And I think the other thing is, too, like, when it comes to close friends and even family, I don't charge them.
Yeah, you should.
I don't. And
I do when they come in the store.
I know.
I mean, I may give them like a discount here and there, but if you do it every single time, that's what they'll expect.
I know.
And like they should be willing more so than other. You know what I mean?
And they do. I mean, even my sisters. I just did a cake for my sister's friend who's having a baby, and then Ashton's roommate had a birthday, and they asked, "What I need to pay you?" I'm like, nothing. Like, I should have at least said the ingredients or something. Yeah. So don't sell yourself short, for sure. Yeah. Know your worth. And
but I feel like we're both like that.
We are.
7.
The Enneagrams.
Is that what
I think it is?
We're both 7s. So we're a gift that we love to gift.
I love to gift. I will gift somebody all day.
Same way.
I will literally go poor gifting people.
Yeah, me too. So I get it. I totally get
Especially during Christmas time.
Yeah, I know.
I can't stop.
I'm the same way.
But I would definitely say, I get questions all the time. How should I price things? What is your price for this? Don't compare your prices to somebody else. Especially if you're in a different state. My prices here in Tennessee are going to be different for prices that are in California. Well, your ingredients are probably a little bit different, more expensive. You have taxes, all that kind of stuff. So definitely look at like what are your ingredients costing you? And not just your ingredients, your cake board, your boxes, your spatula, your turntable.
That's what's so expensive.
There's so much that goes into it. I mean, it's more than just flour, egg, sugar, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even like with clothes, like shipping, like all the boxes the dory goes in and the poly millers and all of that stuff, like it adds up.
Yep.
And people don't realize that.
Yeah. Like, so when you say it's $8.99 for shipping, they're upset about. That's why I always tell people you can't get upset at a business for their shipping price.
Because honestly,
$8.99. That's what we're paying truly in just the shipping price. That doesn't include the poly miller. Like you said, the labels, the ink, anything like that.
Yep. Yeah.
So don't sell yourself short. Just think about everything that you're putting into it.
Yeah, shipping is outrageous.
If you want to grow.
Do you ever get burnt out? If so, what do you do to get out of that rut? I know we kind of talked about this last episode on mine, but I feel like it could be a little bit different for you in baking.
I definitely I don't like to call it, I guess it is a burnout. I feel like it's with any job where you're like, okay, I've got to take a step back.
Yeah.
I will say with baking, though, it is very hard to do that because, for instance, I had somebody put in an inquiry today for a wedding that's in 2026. Oh, wow. So it's like in baking, for me at least, I'm usually booking 2-3 months out in advance. So it's like, I don't know. Am I going to be burnt out then?
Yeah. If you don't feel like it, too bad. You got to do it.
Yeah. It's like this past Valentine's. I mean, I was literally going... No, and I was burnt out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I was definitely, and I think that's what burnt me out. Was going for so long for yeah. You're like, okay, it's only a week. You went so long. That was a lot, like hours.
Yeah. Of work. Yeah,
And so yes, I do get burnt out, but I feel like sometimes in baking it's hard. Mm-hmm. But I will say, I know that I am like right now. I wouldn't say I'm burnt out, but I'm getting out of that burnout stage because I was burnt out after Valentine's Day. But I know that if I don't here soon give myself a few days of break, I'm just going to go right back into it. Yeah. And right now I'm not. March is kind of a weird time for bakers because you just got off of Valentine's. You're about to.
Quite warm.
It's not quite warm. You're about to kick off in April and May for graduation, wedding season. So March is just a little, it's weird.
Yeah.
So I only have like a few orders for the next few weeks. And while I could take on more orders, I know I shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Otherwise, come April and May, I'm going to be right back to where I was.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think that it's good that like, you know, you have other things that you do, like your shirts and the boutique and now the podcast, like, that way we're not getting so burnt out on just one thing.
And people tell me all the time, they're like, Paige, how do you have time to do so much stuff? It's not, yes, I do a lot. Yeah, don't get me wrong. You do. But I am a person, I cannot just do
one thing.
Yeah. Like even when I had my corporate job, I wasn't just doing my corporate job.
No.
I was baking. I was doing my shirts.
Yeah.
I was helping you do necklaces. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't do one thing.
You don't sit still well.
No.
We know.
Not at all. Like, just like, can you just watch a movie? I'm like,
And then
you want to go to the bed? And I'll fall asleep.
That's me. I cannot watch a movie. I'm out in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. So it's just like, and if I do make it halfway through, he's like, dang.
You're still awake
over there? But
that's funny.
I would say, yeah. I mean, if you're doing things right and you don't get burnt out, you can probably take on more.
Yeah. Burnout's not always a bad thing.
It's not.
It means you're busy and
you're busy and succeeding. Yeah.
But you just have to know when you need to.
And that's like, I think it was last week. I posted a video on TikTok about needing, like I knew I needed to take that weekend off of live and everything. And you said, I could tell you were burnt out. I was like, I was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, when you're with somebody like we are.
Literally, I think I see you longer than I see Dustin.
No, that's, literally. You're my work wife.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think it's just important to realize that you're in that state and to take that step back.
So, and I mean, and that's like Beth offered. She's like, do you want me to work this Saturday? And really, like, I wanted to say no, but I knew I needed that day.
Yeah. Yeah, you did, for sure. What would you say is the best part of being your own boss?
Oh, Lord. I'm a control freak.
Me too.
And so I can control what's happening.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody else is like your boss or whatever, and I'm not saying you by any means, but like in the corporate world, there are times where you're like, no, don't, like, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
And you can't say anything. Like with you, I can be like, we should probably rethink. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
but
sure.
But I feel like when you're your own boss, and especially right now, I mean, I'm my only employee. Minus my mom and my dad that are free labor.
You're free workers.
They're my staff.
We love our free workers.
They're my staff. I mean, you can control what's happening.
Yeah. For sure. I'm the same way.
And at the end of the day, if something goes wrong, it's on me.
Yeah.
I can't get mad at anybody else. That's like if a wedding cake, I'll have a 3-tiered wedding cake. And this is like, I'm not even going to ask you if you want me to carry it because I know you're going to say no. Mm-hmm. And if something does happen, you're going to yell at me. Mm-hmm. Granted, I've never yelled at him in my life, but I'm like, yeah I probably would. Yeah. And I'd be pissed. Sure. So I'd rather me carry it and drop it, knock on wood, I never have. Yeah. Than him do
I'm the same way. And that's like Beth sometimes at the store, she's like, I can do it. And I'm like, I know. Yeah. But I can't help myself. Like, it's just second nature to just want to do everything yourself. So, but that's another thing.
It's just something we have to work on. And I think it's good that we notice those things.
Yes, for sure.
So we can work on it.
I'm trying to step back and like, if you need me, you just let me know.
You just let me know. But I would say that's probably one of my, I'm in control.
Yeah. So when you first started out, like, what are your top 3 things that are like must-haves if you want to bake?
I think it depends on what you're doing.
Like what you're baking?
What you're baking. If you're doing cake, turntable, bench scraper, and then a spatula. So your bench scraper is literally, it's a long scraper that you can scrape the cake with. Your spatula is more of like the skinny one. Thin one. Okay. And your turntable, you have to have it to spin. I mean, you can't walk around a cake.
Yeah. That is,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true. I'm surprised you didn't say a mixer.
The reason why I don't say a mixer is because I did it for a year without a mixer. It. You can do a hand mixer. Yeah. You can use a whisk. Woo. Granted, don't get me wrong. Your arm's going to be hurting.
You're going to have some huge
and that might be where my shoulder problem comes in.
Yeah, that's probably it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Like it, I mean, think about.
It's not a must-have.
It's not a must-have. And let me tell you, yes, I did. It was, when I bought it, I think I got it for like $200. Oh, wow. Like
that's a good deal.
It was a good deal. And it was a 5-quart. It was a smaller one. Yeah. It was hard for me to buy. I was like, $200? Am I really spending that? And now I'm like, okay, I'm over here spending $200 in just ingredients. Yeah. But it's like, when you first start, you don't have to have a mixer. Yeah. Well, now, as you get more and more into it, you do.
Put that profit that you just made right back into it and make your life easier.
Yeah. Now, if you're doing like cupcakes, things like that, it's going to be your piping tip, your piping bag, things like that. Okay. If you're doing cake pucks, you need your daisy mix. Yeah. You need.
So it depends on what you're doing.
It depends on what you're doing, and that's why baking is very expensive hobby. That's why people are like, is it a fun hobby to get into? I'm like, yeah, it's fine, but it's expensive.
Yeah. I could see that. I mean, you have, like you said earlier, you have a whole room full of stuff.
A whole room. And there's, I still need things. Yeah. I make what I have work, but there are times where I'm like,
I wish I had this, or
I need that, or I need this, or, like, I really do need more pans. I need another oven. Yeah. Where am I going to put all that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, in that commercial kitchen one day, ma'am. Oh.
That thing's going to croak me over.
What does your dream commercial kitchen look like?
I'm not 100% certain.
Really?
My friend Leah, who I went to college with, we were Kappa Deltas together at Western. She actually drew up my kitchen. Okay. We're still working on it. We obviously kind of have what we want it to look like and things like that, like from a drawing perspective. But as far as a dream goes, probably, honestly, simple. I don't want all the frou-frou, extravagant stuff. One, you're baking. Yeah. Stainless steel appliances, obviously. I don't need anything real fancy, high-end. Obviously, I would love to have a big jumbo mixer. That's one of the floor ones. Okay. That would literally, who wants double-decker cookies? Because I can crank some out with that. Really? My ball roller will come help me.
I am a good ball roller.
Oh, we know. I think it's just very clean.
Yeah. Simple and clean.
Simple and clean.
I could see that.
I feel like if you get too crazy in a kitchen, it can get very overwhelming. Yeah. Of course, there are things that I would love to have, but it's like, I don't need them.
Is that reasonable.
Like, I would love to have a 3-compartment fridge that is all glass see-through so I could see everything.
Yeah.
Do I? No.
But it would look nice.
It would look good, but who else is going to see that?
Exactly.
If it's just a commercial kitchen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it would be different if I had a storefront.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, of course, like, I would love to have a full case and, like, seating, coffee, espresso, like.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a commercial, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Keep
just
it clean.
Your necessities.
And as you make an income with doing it, turn it back in.
Mm-hmm. Do you hope to one day do baking full time?
I've actually been thinking about this a lot lately. I don't know.
Are you telling me you're leaving me?
No. On this podcast. No. Actually, the reason for that is I have had more and more people come to me with, like, questions, advice. So it's like, do I want to go more of a teaching route?
Yeah.
Do I want to do more one-on-one classes? Mm-hmm. Do I want to only focus on the baking for people? So I don't know.
I feel like, and I know we've talked about this a lot, but I feel like if you just did the baking full time, you would get burnout. So I feel like,
for sure,
yeah. So I feel
I couldn't just do the baking full time.
Yeah.
I would have to have something else. And people, now I've told people, I was like, now will I probably work at Bates every day like I'm doing now? No.
Yeah.
And
that's a given. You know, you gotta.
Well, especially with everything that we're also hoping to do and doing now.
Yeah.
No, but when it comes to baking, people ask all the time, do you want a storefront? I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want a storefront. And the reason for that being is, like you said, we're in 2025. More and more people are shopping online. Mm-hmm. Every state is different. So if you're wanting to bake, you really need to make sure you're looking at your laws and regulations. Yeah. Because, I mean, Louisiana's is so much more flexible than Tennessee's.
Really?
But Texas is way more strict than Tennessee's is. It's every state is different. I do want a commercial kitchen. I do want to get my product out there to everybody
that wants
it. But is it something that I personally would do full time? Probably not. Would I maybe have employees that came and did stuff and things? Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as the storefront goes, people, and especially in Hendersonville, always ask, please put in a storefront, please.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. Trust me, I get it. Like I said earlier, or on the last podcast, like, we do so much more online now than in store, so it's hard.
And I'm just nervous that if I were to open a storefront, that 5 years from now, what is that going to look like? Is online's just growing.
Mm-hmm. It's the way of the world.
It really is. And I feel like people's lives are just getting busier and busier. And I don't think that's my avenue that I need to go.
And, like, you know, y'all soon want to get married and have kids and stuff, and that just makes it harder and harder to have somewhere like that you would have to be at.
Yeah.
And especially with baking, because I feel like with baking, you have to get up so early and get going so, like...
It's just like Paige Ma. She's at the bakery at 5:30.
Yeah. And I'm like...
And she's even there on her days off.
Yeah. That's... Yeah, I can't imagine with
And,
kids.
like, I'm already, like... I already do baking, I feel like 24/7, whether it's actually in the kitchen or on my phone or whatever, answering inquiry, whatever it is. I'm like, I don't know that I want to be stuck.
Yeah, I get it.
And for me, for the commercial kitchen portion is I have a perfectly good place for it in my backyard. Mm-hmm. Why would I not?
Why? Yeah, I get it for sure. It's
so storefront, no. Commercial kitchen, absolutely. And I think too, if I were to get a commercial kitchen and it'd be back there, Dustin and I were talking about it the other day. Home will be home.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can now pull away from baking.
Yes.
Because right now,
it's in your kitchen.
It's next to my bedroom.
Exactly. Yeah.
I walk to my bedroom and I see it.
Yeah, I think it will be good to have that little bit of distance between. Yeah. And like your kitchen, you feel like, okay, this is my kitchen where I actually cook my meals for my family. I can cook
meals in here.
Not my whole work.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah. So I think it'll be good to have that space. I'm saying have because I'm manifesting that I will have it.
You will.
I think it'll be good to have that to pull away from too.
Yeah.
Like I can have a home. And
I agree for sure. Is there anything else that you would like to tell somebody that is interested in it or just starting out? Like any tips, advice, anything?
Don't compare your work to others.
That's a tough one.
It's hard. It is. I mean, I do it.
Yeah.
I look at other work. There is an individual here in Tennessee, and her work is freaking phenomenal. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could get mine to look like that. And one, I can't. I don't do fondant.
Yeah.
She does fondant.
Yeah.
But two, it's just like you are who you are. You have your own brand. That is your brand. People are going to love you for what you do.
You are.
But don't compare yourself to others and always have good customer service.
Yeah. That's huge.
Like you're going to have your Karens.
Yeah.
You're going to have the people that just want to bitch and complain. Or they just want something for free.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
But know your self-worth. Don't compare yourself to others. And let the haters hate and just move on.
That's right.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, it is. I agree. 100%.
And there's enough to go around. I tell people all the time, if you go into the grocery store, how many different brands of bread do you see? How many different brands of milk do you see?
Yeah.
Butter, whatever it might be.
Everybody's going to pick a different one.
Yep.
So
there's enough to go around. Even in the same city.
Yeah, for sure.
Grocery stores. I mean, let's take mattress stores, for example, in Hendersonville,
we
Tennessee. We have one in every single dang corner.
Literally.
And they're still all open.
Like, what are these people actually selling out of these places?
I don't know. But, I mean, there's enough to go around. And the biggest thing I get asked is, how do you have so many orders? I've been doing this for 5 years.
Well, you grow that clientele and, like, people know that your stuff's good and that they like your stuff and you have great customer service and all these things and people come back.
Well, and I think too, I still had this, I didn't even know you were a thing.
Oh, people come in the store all the time. Yeah.
And it's like, there's a market out there for everybody and it's how you do it. Like, how are you going to get your clientele? Post on social media. Go to other small businesses and drop off your cards and give them a little sweet treat.
Yeah.
Do giveaways on I mean, I did one for schools. I think it was like a year or two ago. I said, like this post, comment your favorite school and teacher's name, tag them, and share it.
Yeah. I mean, that right there.
And what I would do is I picked 2 schools to get cupcakes for their entire staff and faculty.
Oh, wow.
And honestly, if you think about it, in a school, at least here, the entire staff and faculty is 100 cupcakes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's money out of my pocket, but look how much advertisement I just got.
Yeah.
And then you just got a cupcake for every single teacher and faculty who's a different person who knows other people. Like,
yeah.
think smarter, not harder.
Yeah, get your name out there. Do you feel like now that you aren't working HR full time that you're baking more? Like, since October, can you tell, like, that you're busier with your baking?
Yes and no, because there are other areas where that time is filled by other things. I
just wondered, like, how, because I do feel like you are promoting your business more.
I am.
On social media and stuff.
I am. I'm doing more cakes and things like that, but I'm not turning away as much business as I was before.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So I was having a lot of inquiries come in, but I was having to tell them no.
So now you've got a little bit more time.
Now I've got a little bit more time where I'm able to.
Okay.
Do those things and not have to turn everybody away. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still having to turn individuals away, but it's kind of like, it's not for just because I don't have time, but some of it's like, oh, I'm going on this cruise in April, or we went on our trip, or things like that. There's sometimes where people right now are like, well, how far in advance should I book out? And I'm still telling people 2 weeks.
Okay.
Like, give me a 2-week notice and I can probably get you in.
Gotcha.
Sometimes in the same week I can maybe get you in, but that
depends on what it is.
It depends on what it is. And it depends on the time of the year, honestly. Yeah. Like May, I already have half of May booked.
Really? Weddings? It's
graduation.
Oh, graduation. Okay. That makes sense.
I had somebody reach out to me today, or was it yesterday, for a wedding in November because they know it's Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. It's Christmas time. So it's like things like that you've got to think about. Yeah. So it's the baking world's a little bit different. Yeah. You got to think a little bit farther in advance than what you really think you should. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the individual who reached out to me today about the wedding in 2026, I haven't reached it back out to her yet, but I'll give her a quote, but let her know, like, hey, I'm not going to accept your deposit or anything yet until a little bit closer. Because with me, my policy is you have to pay 50% upfront to hold your date. Yeah. And then the remainder 50% is due 2 weeks before your pickup date. Oh, okay. So I will not touch your cake or start your cake until I have it in full payment.
Well, I mean, that's very smart because I feel like there are those individuals out there that won't,
There are, but you also have to think when it comes to
ingredients and stuff.
Yeah, you have a lot of ingredients, or if it's like something custom where they want Tiffany from Triple D Designs to make a topper or something, like that's coming out of my pocket. I have to have a fully stocked room of cake boards, cake boxes. Yeah. All of that kind of stuff you've got to think about too. And that stuff is expensive. Yeah. Like, I think 2 weeks ago I spent over $1,000 on just boxes and cake boards alone.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So it's like things like that.
Packaging and stuff.
But you do, I will say, as you get more and more into it, you want to start buying those items in bulk to save you a little. It's not a lot, but it will save you a little bit rather than just going to Walmart or wherever and buying a board each time that you need one.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Because you'll get 2 boxes there for $5. Well, that's an extra $2.50 that you're spending right off the bat per cake. Yeah. So
it adds up. That's for sure. The hot Dubai chocolate trend. How long do you think that this is going to last? And what brought this about? Like, where did this even come from? All of a sudden it popped up on my TikTok.
So it came from Dubai.
Okay. So it's actually from there.
Yeah. But it came from TikTok.
Okay.
Like that's where it got going. The viral stuff came about. I am looking at this as it's the next hot chocolate bomb trend.
Okay.
So hot chocolate bombs were popular it was 2020 because it was the first year that I was really getting into it. Taylor Rowe from Live Love Nashville reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to do something with us? And I was like, yeah, sure. I literally gave her all my profits. Every single dollar from hot chocolate bombs.
Oh, wow.
That year I ended up doing 4,000 hot chocolate bombs.
Holy moly. And those things are not easy to do.
They're not easy to do. There was a point in time I had my mom, Mackenzie, her mom, my sisters, Tiffany Ferguson, and Chase Cardoza at my parents' house.
Oh, wow.
Helping me do hot chocolate bombs. Like, everybody was, like, it was all hands on deck.
Oh, wow.
And I gave all of my profits away to Live Love Nashville.
Well, that was very kind of you.
And then I took them to Mistletoe Market.
Yeah.
They sold out like hotcakes.
Yeah.
You took them to Christmas Village, texted me and said, do you have any more?
Yeah, they were gone in the first day.
Then I did them again the next year. And I think I probably only did like half of the amount. And then the year before I did a few. And then last year I said, I'm not doing any. I'm over it. Yeah. But 2,
I feel like it came and went.
And more, well, I do think homemade ones are better. For sure. You can get them at Walmart and Sam's Club and things like that. But in all honesty, it's a trend. Yeah. It's going to go right back out.
I mean,
they may come back. Yeah. But for now, I think it's kind of like...
It's just something new and fun, and everybody's loving it, and everybody's going to give it a try.
Yeah. And that's what it was. So I kind of feel like the Dubai is kind of the same thing. Costco actually now has Dubai chocolate in stores.
I saw that.
I've heard mixed reviews.
We'll have to.
I'm interested to try it. So if ours here in Hendersonville gets one,
I
want to try
last time I went and I didn't see them.
The ingredients to get them are getting harder and harder to find.
Oh, really?
So I've gone to 3 Walmarts now looking for my pistachio butter.
Oh,
they're sold out. Amazon is sold out. But I am one, if I find the ingredient, like obviously there are different brands of pistachio butter out there. But I know what this one tastes like, so that's what I want to stick with.
Well, yeah, and people, that's what they're going to expect.
Right. So I think it's just another trend, but I would say I think they'll last through Christmas, and then I think it'll drop off. Like, I think they'll probably drop off in the summer, but then I think they'll come back for the holidays, and then I think they'll just drop off again.
You think? Mm-hmm. But it's interesting how, it's crazy how stuff just, like,
But the Kataffi stuff, you can't just buy at Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco. And like, you either have to get it from an international store.
Oh, really?
Or I buy mine off of Amazon. But mine off of Amazon, the bags take about 2 weeks to get in.
Oh,
so I've gone through 4 bags so far.
Oh, wow.
And I have 4 more. My next 4 don't come until next week.
Oh, wow. So, yeah. So, I mean, it's like, well, and that might be why they're so popular, too, because they're hard to find and hard to get.
It could be. And the other thing is, too, if I don't want to... Somebody was like, why don't you just buy a bunch at one time? Okay, what if I buy 20 bags and then it's over with and then I'm stuck with all this?
Yeah, exactly.
And each bag cost me $20. And no. I'm not doing it.
No, not worth it.
No, I'd rather people be jumping at the gun to come get them when I have them.
Well, and I think that urgency, it creates that, oh, I got to get them or they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to keep that momentum.
It's like best of last weekend, they were like vultures coming. But it's like because nobody in our area has had them.
And they're all like, ooh, what is it? It's something
they're
new.
having to go to Nashville or Bowling Green to go and get them. And they're like, oh, now we have them locally.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let me tell you, they take a long time to make. It's a process. They're not hard. It's just a process.
Yeah, it's just time consuming.
So I say they'll ramp up again holidays, and then it'll be over.
Yeah.
And then it'll be on to the next thing.
On to the next.
What is that? I have no idea.
We'll find out sooner or later.
We will.
We'll just keep scrolling TikTok.
We'll just keep going. Just make me keep buying more and more supplies, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
That's a wrap.
Yes.
That was episode 3.
So now we know a little bit more about Front Page Treats. So yeah, we have some exciting things coming. We're going to have some special guests coming on soon. Yeah. So we can't wait for y'all to see all that.
If you have anybody that you're like, oh, I really want to hear them talk, let us know, whether they're in Nashville or even out of state. Like, we would love to hear from them too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let us know if there's a career that you're wanting to hear more about, more business aspect, more lifestyle. Just let us know what you're looking for. But the first 3 episodes, we really wanted you to get to know us, get to know our businesses, and we'll see where this takes us.
Yes.
But I hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and always remember, be kind